If you ever believe that good dads deserve justice, hit that like button right now. Subscribe for more powerful true stories from Reddit and stick with me, because this one will leave you both furious and deeply satisfied. Linda's story isn't about Linda today. It's about a man, let's call him David, and his two little girls. David had been with his girlfriend for nearly 10 years. Together, they had two daughters, ages 5 and 6. From the very start, David was a devoted partner and father. He wasn't perfect, but when it came to his kids, he was all in. Birthdays, school plays, late-night fevers. He was there. No complaints. No excuses. Just love. But his girlfriend, the girl's mother, she had other plans. At first, David thought she was just restless. She'd say she was out driving Uber Eats late at night. But deep down, he knew something was wrong. She wasn't delivering food. She was meeting other men. Now, affairs hurt. They destroyed trust. But what cut David deeper was how quickly she abandoned her family. How could mother look into the eyes of her little daughters and still choose lies, infidelity, and selfishness over them? When the truth finally came out, the relationship crumbled. David's only focus became the girls. He wanted to shield them from the chaos. He wanted to give them stability. But their mother, she wasn't done causing pain. She began using the children as weapons. When she wanted money, she'd threaten, "You won't see your daughters if you don't pay up." If he asked for receipts, proof, or even just a list of what the money was for, she'd explode. If he didn't give it immediately, she'd cut off his time with the girls. It didn't matter that the girls adored him. The moment they saw their dad, they lit up, sprinting, arms wide, leaping into his chest. Their laughter, their joy, their hugs, it was clear. They loved him. They needed him. But she dangled them like possessions, not people. David tried everything. He offered weekends, set schedules, calm conversations about co-parenting. He gave her space, gave her respect, and kept showing up. But every time she didn't get her way, she'd slam the door on him again. To make matters worse, her personal life spiraled. She was given housing support through a church program, but she drank it away. She lost that home. She had a chance with Habitat for Humanity, but instead of paying her bills, she bought a brand new car, while still owing money on her old one. Her recklessness caught up with her. Homeless and desperate, she latched on to a new boyfriend. On the surface, he looked successful, $1 million home, a business, the promise of stability. But behind the facade, foreclosure, debt, violence. This man had a criminal history. He had once beaten his ex-wife, so brutally she was in a coma for 2 months. He was a drug addict, abusive, dangerous. And this was the man she chose to bring her little girls into the home of. David's heart shattered when he heard his daughters whisper that they hated living there. They were scared. They missed him. They wanted to come home. And so, David did the only thing he could. He went to court. He filed for custody, determined to give his girls a safe life. But just when he thought justice might finally be on his side, she struck back. Out of nowhere, she filed a restraining order. The accusations? Unbelievable. She claimed David had threatened to kill her, that he stalked her, that he pistol-whipped her, that he spat on her every time they exchanged kids. The lies were so extreme, so outrageous. It felt like something out of a bad drama. David was horrified, but he wasn't surprised. He knew she was bitter enough to invent anything. What hurt was the thought that a judge might believe her lies, and that he could lose his daughters forever. When the day of the hearing came, the courtroom was tense. The judge listened, then asked one simple question. If this man is as dangerous as you claim, why are you only now filing this order 5 years after your children were born? Silence. She had no answer. The judge pressed further. Do you have any proof? Any evidence at all? Nothing. One by one, her lies collapsed. Her credibility evaporated before everyone's eyes. The restraining order was denied. And in that moment, David saw the tide begin to turn. It wasn't easy. Every court date was another battle. Every filing meant more stress, more money, more sleepless nights. But slowly, truth began to shine through. The judge saw David's devotion. The court heard the girls' voices. Their fear of living with their mother's boyfriend, They're longing to stay with their dad. And bit by bit, the bitter baby mama lost her grip. The man she tried to paint as a deadbeat, he was a hero in his daughter's eyes. The father she slandered as violent, he was steady, loving, patient, and present. The woman who thought she could lie her way into control, she was exposed, left with nothing but her own destruction. When the custody ruling finally came, the courtroom was silent. The judge looked directly at her and said, "Your actions show a consistent pattern of selfishness, recklessness, and dishonesty. You have endangered your daughters. This court believes their father provides a safer, healthier environment." The gavel struck. David was granted custody. She sat frozen, her face pale, her mouth opening and closing with no words. All her schemes, all her lies, all her manipulations crumbled in an instant. The daughters clung to David, tears in her eyes, whispering, "Daddy, we're coming home." And that was the sweetest revenge of all. You see, karma doesn't always arrive overnight, but it does arrive. This bitter woman thought she could twist lies, use her children as tools, and ruin a good man's life. In the end, all she did was destroy her own credibility and lose the very thing she thought she controlled. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button right now. Tell me in the comments, what's the most shocking custody battle or bitter breakup you've ever heard of? And of course, subscribe for more powerful Reddit revenge stories. Because sometimes, the truth really is stranger than fiction.